AITA 4 Ruining my brother-in-law's reputation by telling the truth to my friends? My in-laws are currently furious with me for hurting my brother-in-law's feelings and reputation with my friend group. Recently my single brother-in-law Chris, 38M, has been hinting at me to introduce him to women and I've refused. Chris has been single for almost 3 years and he has been having a hard time meeting women. He tried flirting with my friend but she had been cold and non-receptive. This was my friend Grace, 35F. Grace is not interested in him due to his inability to be faithful and she wasn't physically attracted to him. He tried to flirtatiously engage with her during a small party my husband and I had last Saturday. My husband got a long-awaited promotion so we had a little party. During the party Grace had grown frustrated with his incessant flirting and at some point told him in no uncertain terms that she found him physically ugly and that his physical ugliness is only surpassed by the ugliness of his character. She told him this in private and so no other guest had heard her scathing review of his personhood. Chris left the party. The following afternoon while my husband and I were nursing a wicked hangover, my in-laws to my surprise called to scold me for having abused and embarrassed Chris. After a few minutes of us shouting back and forth on the phone, I reminded my husband that handling his family was his job. So while my husband argued with his parents I reviewed our security cameras. And honey Grace verbally tore him apart. Grace reminded him that he cheated and divorced his late ex-wife Lily while she was battling cancer and that he then got dumped by the mistress for being a cheater as he continued to cheat on her. Grace told him that he wasn't a man of any significant value other than the few coins he had in the bank and that there's no way in hell she'd entertain his delusions of sexual grandeur and beauty. She also said the only thing he had going for him was his over-bloated job title as an executive director to a third-rate company that will probably collapse in the next 5 years. As a parting gift she told him to consider some cosmetic work to improve his haggard appearance and perhaps to start praying for divine intervention to fix his rotten soul since there is no way a psychotherapist could ever come close to fixing whatever is wrong with him. My in-laws and Chris feel that I shouldn't have told my friends what Chris did because he's now perceived by my girlfriends as a terrible person. I told them he was unfortunately a terrible person and people would have always found out what happened between him and the late, great Lily. I then discussed what happened with my colleague Natasha. She said I was cruel for having told my friend group about what happened between Chris and his ex-wife because Chris had grown a lot in the past 2 years and didn't need to be known for the worst thing he has ever done. Natasha is dating Chris's friend, so she also knows him. FYIVE only discussed Chris's treatment of Lily with my direct friend group and that's only 6 people and half of them already knew as they were also friends with Lily. So it's not like I'm screaming hear ye in the town square.